So hi, so it's Ken again. So we're here in sunny Kirkby and Ashfield, Nottinghamshire, UK. So we're going to do another film. So we're going to put together, I know I say so a lot, we're going to put together some of the components we worked on in previous films. So we're going to bring this, the man standing there, embrace the ball posture, we're going to bring that. We're going to do, as we worked on in the last film, this side to side, this sinking down to the ground pushing back. The alignments of the knees. We're going to put all these together in a couple of walking exercises. So we'll get straight into it. So make sure you have enough space to take 5 steps or kind of even more. So you can go out into the garden, go to the garden path. You can find a hallway in the house where you can walk up and down. And we're going to do the walking. So we'll go through our postural alignments. So I'll face this way. So standing with your feet, you don't have to maintain your shoulder width apart through the first part of these walking exercises. But head as if suspended from above, ears pulled back, jaw parallel to the floor, lifting, feeling the head, sink the chest, round the back, sink the ribs, fill the lower back, pelvic areas tilt forwards, feels like it's hanging down from our suspension from above. Relax the hips, knees and the ankles. We'll place our hands over our centre of gravity. So we know we want all the movements to be coming from our centre, from our, as we worked on in the last film, from our core. So visualise a ball about 3 fingers below the belly button, and in the centre of the body, a ball about the same size as your fist. Place your hands over that area. Ladies, left hand on top, gentlemen, right hand on top. We tend to step with the left foot first in Tai Chi, so drop the weight of the body onto your right leg. Get nice and stable, so feel the stability of these lateral lines up the sides of the body. Sink down, and just take a step forward. A comfortable step forward, not a lunge, a comfortable step forward. We're not doing controlled falling here, so we're not putting the foot forward, or we're not kind of leaning into it. Sink. We don't do that controlled forward. Just transfer the weight. You can feel the stability of those lateral lines up the side of the body. Step 3. Just touch the foot down, keeping nice and upright, balancing a bowl of water on the top of the head. Imagine the pelvic area or the pelvic bowl is like a bowl of water. You don't want to spill any of that water. You just step in. Nice smooth transition. Step. Make sure you're not looking down at the floor, you're looking into the distance. Really working on the stability of the knees. So keep the knees in line with the toes, rolling from the heel down towards the toe, roll down the middle of the foot. Take the weight of the body down through the very centre of the foot. Balancing a bowl of water on the top of the head, the pelvic bowl, the pelvic floor is like a bowl of water. Don't spill any of that water out there. Nice smooth step in. So we'll add a few components to that. So now I want you to imagine that this is not this, or the surface that you're walking on. Imagine it's the surface of a lake. And you have a row of foot-shaped boats across this lake. So you're going to step onto these legs. So if you step too heavy, or you're going to step onto these boats, so if you step too heavy, the boats are going to tilt up, go up, or sink down, or go flying from underneath the foot. So you're going to have to place the foot down very gently and transfer the weight very smoothly. Again, hands up the belly. Sink onto the right leg and step. So stepping onto a boat. Transfer the weight very smoothly. Feel that buoyant, feeling that sinking down. Step through. Transfer. You could imagine if the boat thing doesn't work for you, you can imagine you're walking across the surface of a frozen lake. You don't know how thick the ice is. You're stepping very, very carefully, transferring the weight. Or you could take it even further. Imagine you're walking across blocks of ice across a lake. You feel these blocks of ice sinking down, and buoyant feeling pushing back. And again, visualization is very important in what we're doing here. The nervous system not knowing the difference between imaginary and real. So the better you can imagine something, the better the body will put itself into the positioning to perform the task that you are imagining. Sinking down. Okay, let's take a little bit further. So in the previous film we worked on these cross connection exercises. So let's put these into this stepping now. So feet hip distance shoulder apart. Well, no, you don't have to do hip distance shoulder apart. We're going to step with the left foot leading. So drop the weight of the bottom to the right leg. Step 3. Okay, transfer. Into steps. Raise the hand. So bringing a little bit of a waist turning into it now. So whole body connectedness. You do more of a Tai Chi turnaround there if you are familiar with the turning in Tai Chi. I think I've heard this called the monkey frolic. You put the breath into it so you can breathe in. Breathe out. Do a couple more. You can do as many as you like here. So you can do it you can do this for the duration of the film. You can take them away and practice them for as long as you like. Nice, controlled, focused. Get the whole body moving together. Okay, so that's the first one, the walking there, and then the frolic of the monkey. So we're going to do the next one now. So we are going to maintain our feet shoulder width, hip distance apart through this one. We're going to do more of a waist turn, and we're going to do some pivoting on the heels as well. So in the previous film we talked about the two triangles along the on the feet, the triangle from the ankle to the heel to the balls of the feet, from the ankle to the balls of the feet to the toes, two triangles, both feet. So we're going to be working through these two triangles. So feet hip distance, shoulders apart, parallel to each other. But we can place our hands over the dantian again, or we can place the hands into prayer hands. You're going to get all the movements coming from your centre, so make sure you're turning that ball in the belly. So keep your fingers in line with your nose. You're going to turn from your waist, maintaining your feet shoulder width, hip distance, shoulder width apart. So drop the weight onto the right leg and bring the left foot up. You can touch the sole of the foot onto the floor, or you can, if you want to really practice balance, you can just touch the toes down so that it's an empty stance here. Turn to the side, step out to your shoulder width, turn the toes in, and push across. Bring the foot up, turn, step out to your shoulder width, turn the waist, turn the toes in, transfer the weight across. Bring the foot up, step out the shoulder width, turn the waist, turn the toes forwards. Nice smooth transition of the weight across. Bring the foot up. Step out, shoulder width. Turn the toes in, push across. Transfer the weight. Out. Turn around. Again, you can imagine that you have that bowl of water, or the pelvic bowl. The pelvic floor is a bowl of water. You don't want to spill any of that water. Or you can imagine that the pelvic floor is like a bowl of fruit piled high, and your handle's on the side, and you don't want to tip. You're passing this bowl of fruit around. You don't want to tip any of the fruit out of the bowl. Again, visualizations, this imagining is very important because the nervous system doesn't know the difference between imaginary and real. So the better you can imagine something, the better the body will put itself into the position to perform the task that you are imagining. You can imagine your rib cage is hanging down like a bell. You don't want to ring that bell. Bowl of fruit or a bowl of water, a rib cage hanging down like a bell, like balancing a bowl of water on the top of the head. Stepping, as if walking across a frozen lake or walking across a row of foot-shaped boats across the surface of a lake. Nice and controlled. Okay, so that's that one. So now let's bring the arms into it again. So you can bring your arms up into our hold the ball posture. And imagine you're holding on, imagine you've got a big bowl of water, or a bag of water, like a rubber bag of water, full to the very brim. And you're going to carry this across the area there. So sink, step out, You don't want to spill any of this water. You're stepping very carefully. Transfer the weight. Cool. Steady. Step up the shoulder width. You can imagine there's more water being poured into this bag, so it's expanding, getting heavier. Even more water being poured into it. Make sure it's nice and steady. Stepping out, shoulder width, balancing that bowl of water on the top of the head, bowl of fruit, the pelvic bowl. Imagine you're walking across the surface of a frozen lake, walking across a row of foot-shaped boats across the surface of this lake. And really apply all these visualizations. It'll really help to keep you in the moment. Don't let your mind wander away from what you're doing here. You'll get the meditative aspects of this Tai Chi walking. Rolling between those two triangles on the soles of the feet. Stepping very carefully. Looking into the distance, feeling what's happening inside the body. So really working on your proprioception, the feeling of the balance of the body, knowing. Just knowing where the arms, the legs, the limbs are in relation to the rest of the body and within the space you are in. If your arms get tired, you can lower them down to here. Stepping out, keeping nice and upright. Feel the support of those lateral bands of connective tissue up the sides of the body, working from your core, your deep frontal line, with the support of the superficial front and back lines. So working with the myofascial meridians inside the body. Suspend from above, palm underneath the mouth, breathing through your nose to the lower abdomen. Chest is sunk, your back is naturally round. Bowl of fruit or bowl of water at the pelvic area. The pelvic bowl, you don't want to spill any of that water or fruit out of it. Ribcage hanging down like a bell, you don't want to ring that bell. Carrying a big bag, rubber bag of water. More water is being poured into it, so it's getting heavier and expanding. You squeeze it too tight, you're going to squeeze the water out of it. Too loose, you're going to drop it. Stepping. Good for as long as you like. Yeah, it's a nice meditative walking practice. In Buddhism, they call it walking meditation. Buddhist monks will meditate for hours on end, and then they'll get to the point where they can't sit for any longer, so they'll get up and they'll just walk. Totally focus on the process of walking. Again, it's one of the four dignities that we worked on in one of the previous films. You have lying down, sitting down, standing up, and walking. The four states that we spend most of our time in. So that's the walking. So practice it or don't, but make sure you are practicing something. Don't get sluggish.